I got into the University of Denver's online Masters of Social Work program a couple days ago, and I wanted to read the essay that got me in. I walked into my first class at Ohio State fully convinced that I would change the world with my athletic training degree. I thought that working with athletes to get back to their sport was my calling, and that it was how I would leave my mark on people's lives. And then, as a single person at the nation's largest public university, it felt like my world started to collapse around me. I felt alone and scared and confused about where I was supposed to be going. My sophomore year, I wandered into a church on campus and found a new sense of purpose. I changed my major to human development and family science, knowing that it could expand my horizon of helping people and making a difference. I started leading small groups of women that were interested in pursuing a relationship with God. I felt like I was making a difference. I felt like I was making the difference I hoped that I always would. And then my world started to collapse again. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't get to class. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. My world felt small and dark, and I could feel my drive and passion slipping through my hands. My senior year, I took a semester off to find hope. I fought through every step. I thought I knew better. I thought I knew myself better and that I needed to just snap out of it and get back to my life. I was met with patience and loyalty while I fought through the idea that I didn't need to help myself in order to help others like I wanted to. I spent a lot of time learning that I need to be able to make a difference. I spent a lot of time learning that to be able to make a difference in someone else's life, I needed to be able to show up for myself. In those months, I met my first social workers. They were women who stood beside me when I literally thought I could not make it through the day. They were the ones who listened to me tell my story honestly and fully for the first time. They were the ones who helped me have difficult conversations with the people who matter to me. And then I realized that this was it. Social work. That was how I could make my mark. It isn't about the hundreds of athletes who would walk through my doors and as an athletic trainer. It wasn't about the women whom I would read the Bible with or lead in song. It is about standing beside someone as they share their story. It is about finding hope and truth and light while standing in darkness. It is about the difference in one person, and I found that. My heart for social work is to work with women in a residential setting. I want to be there for them in the darkest moments because I have been there too. I am passionate about healing from trauma, self-harm, and eating disorders. I want people in the LGBT community to feel seen, welcomed, and celebrated when the world tells them that they need to change. I believe some of the core values of social work to be commitment, growth, and self-worth. Commitment, I think, stands for both the practitioner and the client. My goal as a social worker is to be 100% committed to my profession. I want to love and care about what I do, and I want to be committed to my clients. I want to be able to show up for them when they need support or encouragement, or to know that they are not alone. Growth might stand as the most important value for me because I think social work is meant to be a dynamic profession. It is all about forward movement. I always want to be growing in my knowledge of social work practices and modalities. I will strive to always be current and updated for the sake of my clients because I know that they deserve to always have the absolute best care I can provide. Growth is also what I will strive for with my clients. I want to help them meet goals and make changes in the parts of their lives where they feel stuck or defeated. Self-worth to me as a social worker means that I know my values and my core beliefs. It also means that because I have that confidence in myself, I can help my clients see it for themselves too. Self-worth can completely change motivation and hope in a client. If they ever felt like I did not believe in them or that I did not see them as a person of worth and value, what would be their motivation to grow? Social work's values of commitment, growth, and self-worth will be at the center of my practice. Working with a client who feels hopeless and discouraged could be challenging because it means starting from zero with these values. But I think that is where growth would come first. Making even a little bit of progress in an area that seemed too far gone would help a client see that there is a reason for the hard work. It would give them the data to support the idea of growth. It would give them some data to support the fact that they have worth and are worth the work it takes to get better. It would show them that with commitment from them and me, we could really make a difference. I have always had a big heart. As a child, I was deeply affected when my friends would get hurt or have hard days. I wanted to make them feel better or do whatever I could to make whatever they were going through easier. When I was a teenager and started to struggle with my own mental health, I was so quick to help those around me. I was always a leader on my sports teams because I wanted to be able to be a voice for my teammates and advocate for what would make us most successful. When I entered treatment for my eating disorder and mental health, I learned more than I ever could have imagined about what it meant to care for someone. I experienced it firsthand from the staff that helped me every hour of every day and showed me and told me that I was worth time, effort, and resources. I learned to present help and understanding more effectively to the women who sat beside me going through the same things. I learned as my passion for people evolved from athletics to religion to a broader, more inclusive passion for social work. I learned to listen and not speak. I learned to speak when I had something to say. I learned that my voice mattered and that helping someone else find their voice can be the most rewarding experience. At first, I spent time trying to heal because I knew that is what people wanted for and from me. Then I spent time trying to heal for my profession. I knew that if I was still stuck in my own cycle of sickness, I would not be able to be the social worker I so desperately wanted to be. And finally, slowly and all at once, I spent time trying to heal for myself, and that absolutely was the hardest work. My time in treatment taught me so many skills for my future as a social worker. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I speak my needs first and advocate for those around me. I learned what hard work, dedication, and hope can provide towards a radical life change. I found my passion in sitting with people in the hardest moment of their lives and listening when everyone around them is telling that they are not worth being heard. I stand for the people who feel unseen and unheard in their hopelessness. I sit beside the people who feel so deeply and impossibly alone, and I pave the way forward to show that healing and growth are always a reachable goal of today, tomorrow, and the rest of our lives. I have not yet had the privilege in working in a direct social work field, but as I experienced my passions evolving throughout my life, I am able to look back and see different opportunities that have affected me. In college, I was able to spend 2 separate weeks in Haiti. I went because a few of my friends were going and because I wanted to do something over spring break, and then my life was changed in a deeper way than I ever could have imagined. I saw poverty like I never knew existed. I saw hunger and homelessness and sickness as a direct result of lack of resources. I assisted in over 300 medical screenings on elementary school students and heard children come in and cry and share about their lives because they had never had someone who would listen. I spent hours doing hard labor in a relentlessly humid and hot climate with my team because no one else was willing to. During those trips, my heart exploded. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to spark change. It took a lot of time after those trips to reflect on what I wanted my definition of making a difference to be. What I really learned through all of that was that making a difference in a whole poverty-stricken country is important, but showing one 8-year-old girl that someone cares, that she has nightmares, or is so hungry that her stomach is extended is also an important job. I have also been an active participant in Special Olympics since I was 8 years old. My older sister has Down syndrome, and because she is my older sister, I wanted to do everything she did. I do not know when I learned that my sister was different than my friends' sisters, but I have always been protective of her. In Special Olympics, I was able to interact with, compete with, and build relationships with so many people who without Special Olympics would be outcast from society. I was able to swim with them and play soccer with them and bowl with them, and to be a part of a community that says, show up, you are worth spending time with, we want to be a part of whatever you are able to bring to the table, and we will help you do the things you love to do. I think starting with this program at such a young age has always helped me see the value in people and to not be turned off or discouraged by a label or a disability. In my journey of life, I have moved from the East Coast to attend college in Ohio. From Ohio, I moved to Illinois to start a graduate program, and from Illinois, I moved to Southern California. In all of these transitions, I have had to find my roots. In college, it was my dorm community, my campus church, and my beloved Starbucks job. Graduate school in Illinois was hard. I only spent a summer there, and I knew that I needed to move on to help myself recover and find my passion again. I have been in Southern California for over 6 months now, and my roots are my unbelievably supportive eating disorder recovery community, my girlfriend, my part-time job, and my therapist. I am so lucky to be financially supported by my parents while I pursue my graduate degree and adjust to my new lifestyle of health and healing. My job at Old Navy helps me to feel accomplished while doing something I really enjoy. My girlfriend is my rock. When I feel unheard, she is the one who always tells me I am worth listening to. My therapist and my recovery community are who keep me moving towards my goals. They support me when days get hard or I feel discouraged. They have seen me at my worst and at my best and know that my potential is endless. Online graduate school will help me maintain all of these roots. I will be able to pursue my degree and work towards my future while being able to stay settled in the place that I have made my home. I will still make connections with my fellow online students and find peers in my field through the University of Denver, and I won't have to leave behind the stability I've craved after years of moving and feeling unstable. My priority is my degree. Social work is always at the front of my mind. The reason I do everything else in my life is because of my passion for people and my drive to make a difference. If what I have going on in my life becomes too much with the addition of school, I will make changes while I prioritize my coursework. I will turn to my support network and tell that I need help in making changes and taking care of myself. Because on my journey across the country to other cultures, through passions and from sickness to health, I have found that without a doubt, I am the strongest when I speak my needs and ask for help.